Good people. Welcome, ladies and gents. Here you guys are with another episode of No Boundaries, Just My Opinion. I'll be your man, Big Pee Wee. Let me introduce the crew. We got Tata in the building. We got Juan Fuego. We got Zaid. Greetings. How's everybody doing?
Peace.
Chilling, you know.
Yeah, man. It is February.
11.
This is episode 2. Season 2, episode 5.
Season 3.
Season 3, episode 5.
Hey,
you know,
Eddie.
He got a lot of jobs.
At any moment, at any time, somebody else want to do the intro, they can do so.
At any time. I feel you.
At any time.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So season 3, episode 5. Right, man? We in the building. Thank y'all very much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. Before we get the show started, right down below, please make sure that you guys subscribe to this YouTube page, man. Click on that sub button. Give us a thumbs up. Click on the bell because we post a new video every single Thursday. Plus, we're on all podcast platforms. So anywhere that you listen to your podcast, like on Apple, Google, Spotify, or Anchor, all you got to do is search No Boundaries _ JMO. And that also goes with social media too, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank y'all very much for rocking with us. So again, this is February, Black History Month.
Yes.
And so since it's Black History Month, I just want to do a quick hot topic and ask you guys a Black History question.
Okay.
All right.
This ain't no trivia or something.
Just a little bit, but you guys, this should be pretty easy. This is fairly easy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Grammys. Could you guys name me 3 of the top all-time award winners in Grammys? Now I'm gonna help you out. We all know them by one name.
Top
for sure.
Award winners by Grammy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we know them all by one name.
You said we know all 3 of them by one name?
Yeah, all 3 of them. We know them all by one name.
Michael?
Michael is one, yes.
Grammys?
Prince?
Beyonce?
Beyonce is another one, correct.
She got Grammys?
Yep. All time. We're talking about all time. The most Grammys ever. All time.
Wow. So what we got? Michael, Whitney?
You got Beyonce. You said
Michael. I said Whitney.
Absolutely right. Those are the top 3 right there.
There it is.
Really?
Oh,
there it is.
Yes.
I had 2 Prince in there, but that wasn't right. But it's all good.
Michael has 834.
God damn.
Yeah, Whitney has 657. Beyonce has 635 Grammys.
Damn.
Oh, these are Grammys for the songs that they actually sing and they write, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
crazy, right?
Yeah. Dang.
So, acknowledging some of our top, Black artists right there, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Beyonce. Again, we know them all by one name. Mike, MJ, you know what I'm saying, Whitney and Beyonce.
But we got another on our own platform that got a little nominated, out of the top 100 people. You know what I'm talking about?
Stop it, man.
Well, let them know, Tata. Let them know.
Man.
Don't be so humble.
Hey, come on, God is good, man. God is the greatest, man.
My cousin is the best trainer.
Hey,
y'all need to get with him.
Hey,
He was picked out of the top 100 out of the regional. Is it the regional?
Yeah, I think it was the Southern Regional in California or something like that. Or I think it was, I don't know if it was the country. I'm not sure. But so I made the top 100 and now it goes to see who's the top 25. And then there's an award, like some money.
We're trying to get to the bag. You know what I'm talking about?
It's not a lot, but it's something like you give some, they give some to you, and then you could donate it to any school program you want to, and things like that. But the crazy thing is, I didn't even know I was nominated. my athletic director just told me like, I nominated you for this award. And I'm like, okay, like be expecting these calls. So if you get this, this, and this, I'm like, okay. Then funny thing is, they had to send it to a bunch of people. Oh man, look at me, man. Hey, so you see, I don't take a lot of pictures, and she was like, I need a headshot. I didn't have no good fresh shave or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I had to they had a bunch of people write like letters of recommendation for me. So it was like the school's principal, the assistant principal who used to be my AD, one of my coaches, and like 2 former players, man. So it's a blessing,
That's what's
man.
Wow.
It's
up.
a
That's what's
blessing, man.
up.
I'm just grateful. I'm just doing what I feel like God has called me to do, and
That-
every acknowledgement is, it's amazing, man. So
that
yeah,
says a
Yeah,
lot about your
man.
character when you ain't got to be out here bragging about what you're doing. People just seeing what you're doing,
indeed,
nominating. You
indeed,
know what I'm saying?
indeed.
It's
I
that
tell you,
confirmation. Is that confirmation? What did I
what's
send
that?
you? What did I send you and say
When?
on your text message when you sent me that picture? What did I tell you? You
Oh, I
don't
don't
have to
know.
tell
Oh, you
anybody.
always say that. Yeah,
You don't have to
right,
Exactly.
tell anybody
right.
how good you are. Let
That's
your
No,
a
work
that's
man.
a
speak for
that's the
yourself.
that's the
Wow.
prime example right there.
Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop, man. Yeah. Let's move
Go
on,
on and
man.
shed
You know
that
I
little
don't like
tear.
all
Shed that little tear. Shed that little tear.
that.
It is
No,
what it is, bro.
hey, yeah, I just, honestly, man, I feel like there's so many people in the world that are doing what I'm doing, man. I'm just fortunate to get recognized, man. So yeah, it's
But
a
I mean, like
blessing.
you said though, Z, at the end of the day, you didn't even know you was being recognized.
Right, right.
But you are doing something that you love, and you doing something you love. That passion and that
Yeah,
people see that,
yeah,
and that
Right.
glow, that vibe, all that they see that,
yeah.
and this is their way of saying they acknowledge the
Right,
hard work that you
for
put in
sure.
and the dedication that you're putting in and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
congratulations, my man.
Thank you, thank you,
Let
thank you.
everybody.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, can we vote? I mean, is this an opportunity for
No,
people to vote?
yeah. I don't know how they vote, man. I think it's
Yeah.
off the letters that were sent in and things like that. So,
So we can send
yeah.
in. We need to send in letters.
No. They already. I
No.
wish you could, what I'm saying?
I
But
mean, let us know how we can help
yeah. Hey,
out.
look,
That's
I
it. You
know,
know what
I
I'm
know, I
saying?
got a great circle. If I said I need letters of recommendation, man, I would have a gang of them. I already know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So,
But yeah, congratulations, Z.
thank you,
You know what I'm
thank you,
saying?
thank you.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, man. So let's get into it. The man that we just recognized, he has a topic for tonight. Man. He has a
Oh, they
great
gonna put me
topic for
out
tonight.
there. They gonna put me out there. Nah,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
You out
it's
here.
it's all good. This weekend, me, Juan, and my wife, we were talking, and we brought up the fact of and I mean it could go for people that aren't married too, but we was just talking about married people how if women knew the power that they had, they would get whatever they wanted. And when I said that, like Bill Maher instantly knew what we was talking about. And Trina was like, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, if you only knew. I said, because in marriages and relationships, sometimes the woman is like, well, why don't you, what you said you were, and you listen. And it also goes to one thing. If that man is getting some on the regular, and I'm not talking craziness, I'm not every day, all that. No, I'm just on the regular. I think women would see a drastic change in things getting done around the house, things getting done outside the house. Like I think it would be you would see a different side of your dude uh
And
if
see,
that was on the regular.
if he was getting digged down regular,
Hold on,
you
time
would.
out. If he,
Yeah.
I'm just,
No.
I'm just saying.
The
but
guys
you
don't
said
get
he
dick
dig
down.
down. Yeah, sorry.
I
Yeah.
mean, you
Yeah. No,
well,
I didn't know what you mean. No.
pause. Like, pause. If
Yeah.
you were getting sex regularly,
Yeah.
you would do more.
I'm not.
But
Well, this is my point. I'm not
mhm,
saying that I don't do anything, but
mhm.
I'm saying
Well,
it's a
yeah.
more of a. I mean,
Probably wouldn't have an
it's,
attitude doing it,
yeah,
right?
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, I'll
Let's
take
just be
that.
real.
Talk to him.
Because here's the thing. We're still gonna do whatever. Nice guys, we always finish last, right? And nice guys are always still gonna do whatever, but it would be more
You have a
It just wouldn't be like an issue. Like,
Right.
you know, if
Right.
you're lacking sometimes, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
can you do such and such? Yeah. Like
Hey, listen.
when I get to it,
Listen,
you know what I
Juan,
mean?
I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this. And I would like to do a study on this. I would like to see the productivity of a man and woman after the night that they had sex. I guarantee you that next day, they are more productive than they probably would have been that whole week after they got
I
some.
would probably agree.
I
I
would
guarantee
agree.
you.
And I can only speak for the man side. I can probably agree on the man side.
For
I don't know
sure.
about the woman side, right?
For
But
sure.
I
on the
can
man side, I
agree.
can agree.
Look.
I
I
mean,
can agree.
like, it's some pep in your step. You know what I mean? It's like you
Yes.
You
just
Yes.
skipping to
like,
work.
okay,
Everybody getting a
cool.
good morning. Good
Yeah,
morning.
it's like,
Good
Hey,
morning.
for real. You waking up, starting cars, getting it warmed up. You like making breakfast,
and
getting
what's so
iron
fun,
clothes. What was
and
you gonna
during
wear? Yeah, all that.
and like during that conversation, and we were talking, and I said, listen, even if we're beefing, right? If we got, something going on where, we're upset with each other, one, that has nothing to do with the sex.
Yeah, that's what
Those are
he
two
said.
separate things. Two separate things, right? And
So you
if you
mad, but you
gave
still
me,
want the booty.
yeah, because if you gave me some, right, I probably would be more understanding of what the issue is.
Now, this is
Oh
why I
wow.
wanted this
Okay.
conversation to be on here because I kind of disagree with that, Juan, just a little bit.
Well,
And
you can
only
That
the,
would
disagree all
make
you
because
want.
that
the
would make you
but the only
understand what the
well
problem
well no, I get that
Not
part, but I'm
not
saying though
not
I don't
maybe
think it would.
understand, but I would be probably
Yeah.
more sympathetic and maybe more willing to squash the beef more than I would before.
Now, okay, so
I
my
mean, who
question would
knows?
be:
Oh
are you
wow.
really squashing the beef, or are we sweeping it under the rug for later because we've had sex? That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, maybe we could talk about it a little bit easier now. Right? Maybe what you say, I'll take more into consideration.
Right.
Right? Okay, well, okay, maybe okay, I can see that now. But if
Yeah.
I'm not getting none,
Yeah.
I don't see your point at all.
Hey, you know what's funny?
I don't see it.
This is
Wait,
how my
this
mind works.
dude.
When we talking about
Oh
that, all
God.
I see is the baby boy, the scene when he's like, "You gonna make them tacos?" And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know why that pops up in my head. She's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Dang, you see how it
Yeah.
works?"
I
Oh, that's
can't.
funny, man.
So
Over
do
here,
you
quiet, Pee Wee.
feel? Oh no, I'm letting it ride. So do you feel Juan? So I understand where Juan is coming from. If we in a disagreement and we do makeup sex, right? And in the makeup sex, we can turn around now and have a so-called adult
Right.
conversation.
So-called.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We don't have to be yelling at each other now.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
right.
the aggression and everything's kind of brought
Yeah,
down there after we,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
The tension ain't on your shoulders as much anymore.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I'm more sympathetic, and I'm
Oh,
like,
it's the
yeah,
But
yeah.
Juan, I'm gonna have to agree with Z. We didn't really get to the root of the problem. We just swept it underneath the rug
yeah.
that it's gonna
Yeah.
come back again because normally when you do have sex after an argument, you're not talking about the issue that actually happened. Like you guys move on from it
Right.
because the sex is kind of like, this is what we made up. Okay, I'm cool. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But nobody fixed the problem.
Right.
Well, it depends on how bad the problem was, right? Because maybe now, if that problem arises again, I'm more conscious of, okay, last time I did this.
It went there.
So
Yeah.
maybe, okay, maybe I do it different this time.
Mhm.
That's just me and how I think,
No.
right? I mean, it might not be that for everybody, right?
Mhm.
So
I'm just
Juan,
more sympathetic. You just give it to me on a regular. That's all you got to do.
so
That's
I
all you got to
just
just give it to
can't.
me,
I
and you
Hey.
can
can't.
pretty much have what you want.
I
Yes.
so
can't.
let, so
You
let
can
me ask you
you
this then,
just.
Juan.
Mhm.
In the midst of sex, are you trying to hold the conversation in the middle of having sex?
No, no,
Wait,
has nothing to do
if
with
you
it.
don't knock it off,
It has nothing to do with it.
if you
Like, so
don't
why
knock it
you
off.
mad? Call me. What's you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
I'm
nah.
just I'm trying to
I
understand. That's
can't.
all I'm trying to do. I'm just
I
trying to
can't.
understand.
I
No,
can't.
no, no. I'm not asking no
Uh,
So
questions.
what
I might take a little aggression out, right? But
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
I'm
but
not gonna
but
say
I
anything about
totally,
it.
yeah, I
So
do
so what
understand what
so
he's
what did
saying.
daddy do? What tell me what daddy did? I'm just I'm just trying to understand. That's all I'm
I
trying to do.
can't.
I'm
Oh,
just trying to understand
oh.
because when it
Y'all
happens
are a
between me
mess.
and Tata, I gotta make sure that I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making sure that you feel me. That's it. I mean,
You know
Z, I
exactly
feel you.
what to do.
I know
Well,
exactly what to do.
Yeah,
Z,
well,
yeah,
I
I.
yeah.
get you. If you notice in the back the
But that
bookcase,
wouldn't
I
happen with
took
me
care of the bookcase.
because
She got on my bag. She said, "Take care of the bookcase." I was like, I'll do it." But then you notice the bookcase got done.
Hey,
Just
first
listen.
saying.
of all, we ain't gonna be having them problems because you're gonna be getting it all the time.
See, there it is.
Hello.
There it is.
Okay.
Listen. Wait a minute.
But
Stop,
see, that's
stop
a whole
right
nother
there.
story
Look,
too. That's
well,
another
well, see,
subject.
you let me tell you something. And you're not married. You're
Yeah,
not married.
yeah.
Mhm.
This is not a. This is really not a dating or a non-married issue. This is after you say I do.
Yeah,
Really.
Mhm.
because listen, let's be real. We talked about this before. There's some things that you don't um, learn or aren't discussed. And for some reason, when you do, and I've heard multiple explanations and reasons for it, but when you get married, for some reason, it changes. It really
Yeah. I mean,
does.
Mhm.
it's the
And then not even
comfortability.
on that, and
It's
then
Right.
don't add a kid. That's like a
yeah.
whole
Yeah,
nother
You
subject.
get comfortable.
I hear you. I hear you, but
Yeah.
isn't that the same? An argument, regardless of married or dating, isn't an argue still an argument?
Okay. Well, take the argument out of it. So now what?
Okay, so if we're living together, not married, I still got to do stuff around the house.
Yeah, but you're probably more apt to get it on a regular basis when you aren't married than when you're after you're married.
That's crazy.
It's just the way it
It's
is. It's
crazy.
the way it is.
So it's just the title.
It's the time. I got the ring. I got everything else. Yeah, I mean,
But this is some. This
you
is
here now.
Juan
Like
is coming from a male point of view.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
this
right,
is just
right. That
yeah.
this is
Right.
how this is how I
Right.
see
Right.
it.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. It just it it just wasn't the same frequency
Mhm.
before marriage
Mhm.
than after marriage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then when you add kids, oh, it really
Mm,
drops.
Yeah. I mean, like
Right.
I have some.
And then I get it, right? I
Mhm.
get it, and then there are some stages where it's like, leave me alone.
Yeah. I don't ever get to that stage. I don't want that
Yeah, well,
stage.
you just haven't made it
I,
there yet.
I
Then
know.
you'll go
I
through
know.
them
No. No.
sports.
No. I
You
don't
you'll
want
go through
that
them
stage.
spurts.
I don't want that stage. Don't put the. Hey,
No,
the
no,
devil is a lie. The devil.
no, no, not her saying leave me alone. You're saying
No,
leave me alone
the
because
devil is
Yeah.
she's
a lie.
Yeah.
The devil is a lie.
right. Well, okay, you're saying that now.
What was you gonna say,
Oh.
Saying
Tata?
that now.
You was gonna
No,
say
I was gonna
something.
say I have some, like you said, I think we talked about it. It's like I have some clients that are married and have been married for a long time, and some that aren't married and been with their significant other for a long time. And she like, I don't know if it's just the age thing or where she, maybe it could be where they are in their lives, but she's just like, I don't want to do it all. I don't want to do it all the time. Like she feel like, I don't know.
But has she
It,
discussed this with the
she
dude?
Sh- I
Because
don't
this is
being
what I'm
watching. I
saying.
don't think
This is
so.
what I'm saying. And
I don't
this
think
could
so.
this
But
Exactly.
could
but
right.
it I guess I would say it just depends on every person in their relationship and how they communicate. But if she not communicating that to him, then
He's gonna be
they
just like
he
he's gonna
gonna
be saying the
be
same things we saying
he gonna
that
be
and
saying that.
it's not a slight on them. It's not to like to bash them or anything. It's just like we saying communication is key. If you aren't
Right.
having these conversations, then when these things happen, it's like it needs to be discussed. And if it's
Right. And I don't
discussed and
think that
it's
it's
not helping,
mhm,
then we need to discuss it again
mhm.
because we can't go outside. Do you know what I mean? Because I have needs, you have needs. We need to understand that. But I think that just and that's another topic we could talk about one day too. Is having sex before marriage. living together before marriage. Does that
Mm-hmm.
help, or is it bad? Is it good? Because I just think no matter what, things are gonna change once you say I do.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of, oh, we've been living together, so I feel like, okay, yeah, tell me how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
or we
Yeah.
have it, and then tell me how that
Right.
works. So, yeah, I think it's a communication thing, regardless.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick.
Gotcha.
Juan Zaid.
Mhm.
Zaid just said, and we've said it on the show, but Zaid just said it about open communication, having good open communication, right? And the topic is, in an argument, um, a lot of guys will do more things around the house if they got more sex, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, Juan and Zaid want more sex. Communication.
You want more sex?
No, I mean, this is it, right? This
Yeah, I
is
get you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go
okay.
ahead. Yeah.
So the communication, when you hold that communication, that talk with your wife about I want more sex, what is that communicate? What is that conversation like? Is she actually saying, okay, fine? Or is she giving you excuses that why it is, or she's going to do it? Or is it something she just tells you just to kind of get
Just
you
get you
off
off the
her?
bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is a conversation that continues to happen. So now, as a woman, when she doesn't get what she wants, she cops an attitude, she gets upset, and then she'll tell you about it. But when you cop an attitude and get upset about because you want, why isn't things changing for you
Yeah.
the same way you would do for her? But you guys are married. This
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
that's I'm playing devil's advocate to
Elder,
ask
you want
that
to go?
question.
You want to go first, Elder?
It
Okay.
don't
Go
matter
ahead,
to
Elder.
me. Um, so I think the intent from those conversations are in the right place. Um, there are a lot of times where it's just probably timing, right? She's said on several occasions, "Well, I tried to initiate last night, and you just like didn't move at all." No, you didn't. Like I don't remember that at all. Like, and so did she?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
What was I? What happened that night? Like, was I smoking? Cigars,
Yes,
right?
cigars.
Um,
Cigars.
was I drinking? You know what I mean? Was I tired? I don't know, right? So, um, I think the intent, and I think the understanding of what I'd like and what I want is there. It's just sometimes the action is not there, right? And
Explain.
I don't know what to me, it's just, well, she's never been an initiator, right?
So
That's just
That's what I
never
was
been
gonna say.
her.
so
Do you want her? You want her to initiate it more and
I
be
I
more.
I would like I tell her, I want to feel like I'm wanted too,
Mhm.
but in that
right?
wanted though,
Now,
Juan,
here's the thing. Here's the
is
thing.
it sex or is it outside of sex?
Or is it
Because she can make you
affection?
feel
Period.
wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Out.
I mean, it's not just necessarily the sex, right? Sh- Before we're in the bedroom or whatever, show me that you want to, you know what I mean? Give me something, right? And I can go from
Yeah.
there. But I gotta always
So,
come through and rub the ass and
but yours
Fluff
is the
my
lead up.
just
screen.
So yours is the
huh?
lead up. Yours is like the lead up.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
yeah.
okay? But my question though, Juan, is outside of the lead up, outside of the sex, you want her to initiate just you
Oh,
being wanted.
it's
Now,
back.
in you being wanted, is it just the communication? Is it showing you some more affection? Now, I'm separating the sex.
Mm,
Is it just I
right,
want
right, right.
more affection, more hugs, more kisses, more rubs on the back, like that type of stuff? Or is it just now hold on before you answer. You've already established that she's not the initiator. So going into this whole entire situation, you already know off the bat she's not that. So you understand that. Is it the fact that you want her to kind of give like another 5% in just trying? Okay. Okay.
Yes, make the
Okay.
effort.
All right.
That's just
Okay.
just give me a little bit, nudge a little, right? Um, and it don't take much, right? It don't take
Yeah, I
much.
think to
It don't take much. I know. When she reaches over and rubs me and rubs my arm a certain way, I know. Okay,
This is
I know what that means. I know what that means. Or she may move her feet over and rub my leg with her feet. I know what that means, right? But sometimes, right, I want you to reach over and
This
the
dude crazy,
aggressiveness. You
man.
want the aggressive.
Yeah, yeah,
just every
yeah.
now and
Right.
then, every now and then,
Okay.
right? And so
Cause
those are
okay.
the
So it goes back to you. Where's where's the difference? This is what you want. You've made the acknowledgement of this is what you want. And so she's made acknowledgement on things that you guys might have argued about. But of course, she's going to get her way. She's going to get her way. Why is it that
yeah,
us
yeah.
as fellas can't get ours?
Well, can go ahead, Juan. Because I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to answer the question
Go
from the
ahead.
beginning. Because I think it's I don't think it's more so. I think it's more so a timing thing. I think it's a when one talked about timing in situations. I think that sometimes you just caught up in so much stuff, especially being married and having kids, that falls to the wayside. You know what I mean? Especially that intimacy.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not saying that she might not want to or whatever, but I feel like you're doing so much like work and kids and all this stuff that it gets set aside. And for me, uh, like I feel like you have to be intentional on setting time to have that you and her. Because if not, you could go through so much time, and I'm sure married people are watching this right now and saying the same thing. You could go a month, you could go a month and a half, you could without nothing, and you don't even think about it.
And
Sometimes
it's not even
it's
a
not
thought.
even a
It's
thought.
not even thought in your mind.
But what I'm saying is, I think when it is brought up, so it's not a every day you're bringing it up or every week. I think that it's not like, damn, like, oh,
Right,
yo.
right,
I think for me, the frustration
right.
is, and I'm sure I'm not alone, is when it has been that amount of time and you do try and then you get the resistance. Then it's kind of like, hold on, like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
But then again, uh, and I kind of get what you're saying, Pee Wee. We're more sympathetic to the women's feelings instead of them being sympathetic to ours because we're supposed to be the man. But we want to be wanted too, man.
Right. Absolutely.
We need the
Absolutely.
love too.
Now,
And yeah, go ahead.
And as a man, right? And I can't speak for every man, but now, so if there's resistance, okay, so if you're not doing me,
No,
who
I'm
you?
not even gonna go there, Juan.
okay.
Watch this. Watch
Okay.
this. Hold
Real
on, P.
quick.
Hold
Hold
on,
on. Hold
P.
on. Hold on.
I
Hold
want
on.
to.
Hold on.
Don't.
Hold
We
on.
don't even
Z.
want to go there.
Z.
I
Z.
wanted to
Hold on. Hold on.
say, even if
Hold
you
on.
not
Z.
okay, go.
Hold on. Z.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
lose my thought.
No, keep your thought real quick. Tata, we lost Tata. We're going to get her back because we still want the female perspective in this conversation. All
Yeah.
right, just getting there because as you guys are watching it, she was like, "Okay, what happened to her? She lost her internet connection. She's going to come back. She's rebooting. She's going to join the show back in a second, so we can get the female perspective." All right, Z, go.
So I was going back to my initial thing about things getting done. So I feel like when that isn't happening on the regular, I feel like it's a lack of um excitement of doing things. Does that make sense? So now if
I
I'm
get.
getting on the
Yeah.
regular, now I feel like I feel more manly. I feel more my work is being rewarded at home for being the provider, for being the protect all that. Now it's like, okay, hold on. Now you take care of that. Oh, I feel like I need to do more. Like, I want to give you the list. You know what I'm saying? Where the list?
Like, yeah, she said she wanted XYZ done. Oh,
let's go.
I gotta get that
and
in.
It's not like you're not gonna do
I gotta
those
get that
anyways,
in.
but there's a different. Just like when you're a kid and you telling your daughters or your son, like, you need to do that, you need to do that. But when there's an incentive behind it, it's a little different. They're gonna do that work a little different.
So is your incentive your ultimate goal? Is the ultimate goal sex?
I think it's more intimacy for me, not just the sex.
You got to think about this one, Juan?
No, I'm thinking about your question, right? What the ultimate
Right.
goal?
Like,
Listen,
are we doing it just for the sex?
No, we're not. No, not doing it just for the sex. Here's the thing, bro. I chose this girl, right? So if I don't get it on the regular, I'm still gonna do whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because I have that obligation. We were talking the other night. Actually, last night we were talking, and I tell you, we were saying something. Oh, we were talking about people. Somebody reached out to me and was like, "Oh, I added you on Snapchat." I'm like, "Why they add me on Snapchat, and why they still got such and such last name? They divorced." And then she was like, "Well, she legally changed her last name, and they have kids together, so." She just kept. She said, "Your mom still have your dad last name." I said, "But they was married for like 20 years, so I get that." I said, "If me and you got divorced, I can see you keeping my name. It's been over 25 years, right?" I said, "But if we were like 3 years in, I'd petition for you to get. I need my name back." I said, "Because you can't have the benefits of my name."
I tell her, said, "I need my name. I need my name."
Yeah, I said, "So you would just lose all your money trying to get me to." That's what it takes. You shouldn't have my name, right?
You stupid.
Yeah, you know I got problems, right? So, but no, you know, the whole. And here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. And I told her last night when we were talking. I said, "You don't even understand the power that you have." I said, and here's the thing, right? They still gonna get whatever if they don't.
Because we gonna try. Because we gonna do it to try to get it.
They're still gonna get whatever if they're asking for something or if they're you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm a damn fool.
Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, like, because they're in control, bro. They're in control. You only have one option, right? Either you deal with it or you step out. If you step out, what do you like? You have more to lose than you have to gain.
I think that would be a great question for if we could do this one time with a married woman as well, like that, of what would their thoughts be of if you weren't doing that and your man did step out, like, because I think I don't want to say we all have friends that have stepped out, but we've all heard those stories of men stepping out. And when you hear the background, some people might say there's no excuse. However, what about that dude who has had those conversations over and over again and is not getting that at home? Like, what is he to do? I would love for somebody to answer that for me. And without it being so, if I could say, like, religious or like, just give me an answer. If you're constantly telling somebody you want something and you're married and you're not getting that need met, what are you to do?
I mean, it's a very good question.
Let me ask you. Watch this. I'm gonna flip the script. This gonna get you hard, Zaid. So you're going through this, and you're lacking getting intimacy from your wife, and you're doing everything that you can do to try and make things better, and you find out you're not getting intimacy because she's out with somebody else.
Yeah, call a lawyer.
Now
call my lawyer.
I mean, that's bottom line to it. Yeah. It is. Call my lawyer.
And call the homies that's cops so they could come get me, because somebody going down.
Yeah, y'all a little bit better than me.
I'm just saying.
If
you just go get some. Just go get some.
No. I've already told her. It's like, if I find out you're cheating on me, and you didn't See, here's my thing. If you tell me that there's an issue with XYZ, I'm not happy with this or not happy with that, and give me the opportunity to fix that issue, and I don't fix the issue, and you go and cheat, that's on me.
And see,
That's
this
how I
is what
feel,
I'm saying
right?
about those
But if you
situations.
don't talk to me, if you don't tell me what the problem is and what the issue is, and you go out and cheat, it's gonna kill you.
Hey,
But I will say
but we
this though
talked
too,
about it.
Ron.
It's communication.
It is communication, but I'll say this too. You know, you have some people that do not have a good head on their shoulders. So that person may still be communicating to you and letting you know the things that you do wrong, but you're not hearing them. But so as soon as they go out and they go cheat on you, and then they'd be like, "Why'd you do it?" But I was telling you this, that, and the other. Their answer would be like, "But why did you try harder?"
Well, I think that I don't want to say this, but I do. But I think it's different being married because you should know that person. You know what I mean? Like you should know. I guess that I don't. I guess it might not work.
Well, I guess should is the operative
Should is the
word,
operative word.
right? And we talked about this before. We talked about all of this before, right? If you're marrying somebody, you should know that person. You should, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But see,
I mean,
I'm gonna flip it on you because this is why I say sometimes that when you're just in a relationship and not married, it's different. Because when you're not married, you're still giving that best foot forward. You know what I mean? You're giving the best. You're showing the best at all times. Of course, you're gonna have tough times, but you're giving your best. But I think that when you do get married, now you start to see some different sides of, and it works both ways. You know, you start seeing different sides of people for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in this, Zaid, Juan, when you ask for the sex or you ask for the intimacy, and so when you don't get it, do you guys try harder in trying to get it, or do you bring up the conversation again? How do you go about it, knowing your significant other, or you just go in there and try to take?
Let Juan go first. Don't try to take it.
I got an instant attitude.
Don't try to take it.
I got an instant attitude. Here's the thing. If I really wanted it, I could have it. But that's not what I'm looking for. I don't want to have to always.
This is good stuff, man.
I mean,
this is good.
If I wanted to,
yeah.
She's not. She's. It's not that she's saying no. I'm not doing it. No, I don't want to. If I made the move, it'll go down.
Right.
But why do I always gotta make the move?
Yeah.
Right. And that's where I am. So it's not that it's lacking because she's just not doing. That's not the issue.
That's good.
The issue is the other part, right? Not just, I mean, yeah, if I really wanted to every night, I could.
Yeah.
So you just
But
go
that's not
fan style, huh?
I mean, I'm not like that, but it's not like no, it's not like she's saying no.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's not the case. You know?
I think that,
yeah.
So no.
But I know.
No.
But honestly, Pee Wee, I think that, and I'm sure Juan could attest to this, and maybe I'm just not explaining myself correctly or adequately, but it's just for a man. Like, I think that there's this stigma that we don't want that we just want the bang bang and we good. And that's not necessarily true. And I think it's more of a, how can I say? I don't want to say a reward, but if this woman is your prize and she's your queen, like for your good works, for your working and doing what you're supposed to do as a man, like I feel like the reward should be that. And it should be given on the regular. Plain and simple.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you guys this. That is the reward that you guys want. What do you think the reward is for your wife on what she wants?
I would assume it's everything that she's asking for, right? And that she's just getting regularly, right?
Like finances, all that kind of stuff, protection, all that.
Yeah. I mean.
But is that like, is that fulfilling her? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you're paying the bills, you're keeping a roof over the head. Like, I mean, you still need the intimacy, you still need
Well, let
affection,
me
you
flip it
still
on
need
you.
all
Let
of
me
that
flip
stuff.
it though, Pee Wee, because
Okay.
but I would say that I think it might be, but if because especially if the man is trying and she's not with it, like, you know what I mean, like, oh, not today, then obviously that's not what she wants, you know what I mean, has her, this is what she needs. So I think it's just different. I think it's different for men and women. I think, or it could not be. I'm not saying that there's some women out here that's like, nah, I need that thing on the regular too. But I think it's just different for dudes, man. In some ways, but I feel like just a misconception about what men want when it comes down to it. Like, sometimes, like Juan saying, it don't have to be just the sex. It could just be, come lay up on me, hug me. You know what I'm saying? Sit there. Let's, you know what I'm saying, cuddle. You know what I mean? But showing that is like, it's you know what I'm saying? It's energy,
Right.
at
So
least for
I
me.
mean, let me take it back because you guys, I'm not for sure who said it, but I'm gonna take it back now.
Mhm.
Is just the intimacy of just come lay with me and stuff like that. And someone said you got to take the time out to schedule time
Yeah, I said that.
for
Yeah.
your okay
Yeah.
for yourselves.
Mhm.
At what point do you realize and catch that? When do you see that? Like, it's like, oh snap, everything is getting too hectic on
Yeah.
what we're doing. I'm doing this, you're doing that. This is that and the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are married,
Yeah.
and in you being married, you're able to. In the beginning, you were able to do so much. Kids come into play, kind of slows down a little bit. So,
For
at
sure.
what point again do you figure out? Okay, we got to make time for ourselves. If it's date night, if it's whatever it may be,
Mhm.
to figure that piece out. Like, is it? Do you
Yeah.
wait because
No,
you're
I think
not
it's
getting the sex? Like,
No, I think it's just like what I said. Like, it could be the sexual part too, and it could be the intimacy part too, or just that not connecting. Like, you know when something is off. You know when you guys are off. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's that, things. I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, but a month can go by so fast, like so fast that you don't even realize it, that you haven't, especially if you're busy and you got so much stuff going on. But I think there's gonna come a time where, but see, this is the thing, and I don't want to say like it's all bad all the time in marriage, because there's gonna be some sports where it's just like it's on. You know what I mean? And then there's some droughts. But I think in those droughts, like you know when something is off, and when that connection is not there, and it's time to get out. Like, I know for me and Trina, being cooped up here, not being able to really like get out on our own. Um, just the other day, like, we dropped the girls off at my mom's, and we just went to the, like, the Fairfax High School, the little flea market they had,
mm-hmm.
and it was only a few hours, but we had an amazing time. You know what I'm saying? Just us, just walking, getting some juices and some coffee and stuff. Just, I mean, it was amazing, laughs and everything. So again, it wasn't sex. We was just out. We was just by ourselves, spending the time, and it was great. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
one,
the same thing, right? Me and Kim have always been able to communicate with anything. So last night, I was out in the garage and I had been out there for about an hour or so. And she comes out and she's like, "Can I smoke with you?" Sure. We sat down and we just started talking. You know what I mean? We just had a conversation, and it wasn't nothing, you know, um, outlandish or anything like that. But it was just us being us.
Yeah.
You know what I
Good.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those things, we've never had an issue uh, talking or laughing about stuff, or discussing things or anything like that. Um, we disagree on things sometimes, but it is what it is, right? That's just part of it. And I think to answer your question is like you were asking, when is it, um, when do you say or realize that that comes with compromise, right? And that comes with just um, knowing your mate, right? you can look back and say, dang, it's been about 3 weeks. Then you, in your mind, you say, yeah, but she has been doing something and I've been doing something. We've been kind of busy. The kids been, and you think about all the things that's going on. And then you say, okay, I got to figure something out for us to do.
For sure.
Right. And now we conjuring things up in our mind, like, okay, how can I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was in like a little 2 week drought. I was like, hey, she loved stuffed bell peppers. I was like, cook these stuffed bell peppers. Shit didn't work,
Get
bro. It
it.
didn't work though. It didn't work. It didn't work. You know what I mean? So
Stupid.
I'm like,
Oh, that's
okay,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just things like that. I mean, do
And I hear you.
listen,
I hear you
listen,
with that, Juan.
listen. I get an attitude about it. Am I really, really upset? Probably not.
Nah, not
Just
really.
like, just like, a little disappointed. Like, come on, man. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
I asked the question is, because, some people you date. I mean, not some people, everybody date.
Yeah.
And in the dating, you're going on dates. When you get to the point of being married, do you still continue the dating? You see
You
what I'm saying?
should. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's where I was kind of going with it. Do you
For sure.
continue the dating?
For
Because
sure.
even if everything that kind of goes on, kids come into play and stuff like that, you still have that time where you guys are still dating one another. Now
Yeah.
that's one. And I like what Juan said, and you said it too, though, Z, that you guys went to the swap meet over in Fairfax. Kim came in there and sat down and started smoking with you, smoking cigars with you. Let's make sure we get that clear for everybody. Smoking cigars, okay? But she sat down and you guys just had the conversation. Which one do you guys feel means more? The planning of the date or the spontaneous dates like that?
I'll take this one. It's the same thing for me that if we talk about sex. It is different if we scheduling or we making a day like every Tuesday. It's different when you just pop up on me. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you just like we just here and just like come on through. You know what I'm saying? Like you right here, like what's happening? So I think the spontaneity is definitely better. However, those planned days though, like you was talking about dating, something my dad told me a long time ago. He said the way you start a relationship is the way it's always gonna be. And my advice would be for people that get married is to keep those dating habits. Like that's one thing me and Trina
As
were doing
best you
that
can.
before. Yeah, as best you can, because there's gonna be some times where you can't. And I know that me and Trina were starting to do that as
Absolutely.
well, starting to get that day that we would, okay, this day is just us. We're gonna drop the kid, we somewhere and we're just gonna do our thing. But I think that would be an amazing thing if you could do that as much as possible to continue dating in marriage. But I know, like I said, it might take situations like people to go through like this to get that started again, you know. But yeah, but I think anytime the spontaneity is there, I think that's better than anything that's scheduled or planned.
Yeah, and we're creatures of habit, right? Especially her more so than me. So she likes to go to certain things in certain places, eat certain places, right? And I will try just about anything. So there have been times where we'll be like, "Hey, let's go here, or let's go try this," right? But there's also those times that, hey, next Saturday, let's plan to do X, Y, Z. So it just depends on what's happening and what's going on, and the situation. But I think it's like, as I was saying, it's very important to try and have that date night or just that time when it's just you. But it's really, really difficult when you have kids, and if and when your kids start being active in things, right? Where you have to take them to practices or rehearsals, or they have events that you have to attend. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation when you have that, and especially if you don't have a support system where you can drop the kids off to here, there, or the other. You know what I mean? That's very important too, because even that support system, they have lives just like you have lives. What if they have
Yeah.
something going on or have something planned,
Right.
right? So sometimes when you have kids involved, the spontaneity kind of has to step to the side. um but
But
it depends on
I'll
your
tell you
support
one thing,
system.
I don't mean to cut you off, but when you were saying that, I just thought about this. Like that shows you who you really married to too. When you're going through those tough times, and when you can try to work it out instead of trying to go outside the marriage and trying to talk it out and
Right.
seeing and coming to a compromise of, okay, so this is what you want, and you or her explaining like, this is not what gets me there, or this is what I'm
Well,
going through, or whatever. So yeah.
it all boils down to communication. If you cannot, one, um Mint Condition says the song, what do they
Make
say?
conditions.
Um you hear me talking, you hear me talking, but you don't hear me. He says something like that. I can't remember the
Mm,
right line. We can talk all day, but are you really hearing what I'm saying? Are you
right,
understanding what it is that, do you hear my complaint?
right,
Right? Do you
right.
understand that? Listen, here's what I'm really asking for, right? And here's what I need from you, right? And now, what you gonna do about it?
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, because we want you guys to join this conversation. All right, over to the side over here is the live chat. So you can tap in on the live chat and hold this conversation, or you can comment down below. We want to hear your thoughts on this topic. During sex, does things change? In a marriage, in a relationship, does things change? I mean, does women really have the power? And was it what is it? What is it? The power of the PUS? What
That's
is? I don't want to spell it all the way
fine.
out.
Yeah, yeah, you got
But
it.
you guys know what I'm talking about. Do they have the power? We
Yeah,
want to hear
Yeah.
from you. Let us know. Don't forget, please subscribe to the YouTube page and
please.
subscribe to our podcast. On the YouTube, give us a thumbs up and click on the bell because we post a new video every single Thursday on Throwback Thursday, man. And we sit down and we hold conversations just like this. On the podcast and Apple, Google, Spotify, or Anchor, if you are tapped in there, please give us, a shout out. Let us know. Join the conversation on there too. We want to hear and subscribe there too. That's my man Zaid. That's Juan Fuego. Tata was here, but we're gonna get her back, man. And I'm your man, Big Pee Wee. Thank you guys very much for rocking with the No Boundaries crew. Just our opinion. All right, man. Peace.
Peace.